Face of Trade Tables, and we're back with another video. Today, talking about our boy Starfrost, who has some new support. Mannadium having new support, or Mannadium, however you guys would like to call it, having new support, and we're gonna check it out. The set, which is Age of the Overlord, is the set that this new support will be coming out. So obviously for the TCG, it's definitely gonna be some time in the future before we see it, because we still haven't even gotten Duelist Nexus yet. But it still makes me feel good to know that there is more coming to make Mannadium stronger and more playable. And I'm all right. Let's just go ahead and get it started, and let's start looking at this. What this new support is gonna take. All right. So starting off, we have this new card. A boy Vista Starfrost got another form. Let's go. All right. So Vista Sarah. All right. It is a level 4 fairy tuner effect monster. Level 4 tuner. Alright, so that means we now have a Vista Starfrost. That can just be normal summon from hand right off the start. Like that's actually really good. Right there alone. And it's a 1521. That's really good alone by itself with, Scareclaw combos and stuff like that. So that's wow. Okay, so starting off, first effect, this card becomes Vista Starfrost while face up on the field or in the graveyard. All right, so right off the bat, whole Scareclaw engine is insanely good. Just from this card alone, guys, we have gotten a new 1521 to go along with the Mannadium tuners. All right, a new Starfrost that can be normal summoned. Like, are you for real? Like, that's insane. All right. So now, the second effect. This card, you can target a number of Starfrost monsters on the field, graveyard, and or banish. Shuffle them into the deck. Then special summon this card from your hand. Also, increase this card's attack by 400 times the number of types cards return to the deck this way. All right, so not only is it a normal summon not only is it normal summonable, but it has an effect to special summon itself. I mean, even in a late game situation, this card is gonna be solid. Like, this card is gonna be a great extender in a late game situation. This card is actually, like, depending on what other support there is behind this, is actually going to be just really solid in general. If as a free extender in mid combo, so this card is actually start reading off really well. All right, and then the last effect, this card on the field and also is treated as a non-tuner for a synchro summon. Oh my god! So it is a tuner and a non-tuner. This card can be treated as either or. Do you know how good that is? That means in decks where we're primarily running an absurd amount of tuners, which Mannadium has been for a while, this card can fit in both slots. Right? This is something that Starfrost really needed for just Starfrost generic decks, that's my big thing right now. Like, I got some new spice that I'm working on with you guys, working on for you guys for a new deck starring Starfrost, of course. But yeah, Starfrost, I love this card. This card is really, really good. So yes, Vista Samjera. This card is going to make a big deal for Starfrost in the future. All right. On to the next card. We got Vetta Pain Upstand. Okay, pronouncing this up and Shada up Shada. Guys, I'm butchering this name. I'm sorry about that. This is it's definitely outside of my pronunciation skills. Penish Shada. A Penish Shada. So Vetta a Penish Shada. If this ends up being its TCG name, whew, good luck pronouncing that in your deck profiles, of course. It is a dark level 12 warrior pendulum effect monster. Um, it has, let's see. So let's start off right now with the pendulum effects. Okay, so once per chain, not once per turn, once per chain, if a monster is destroyed, monster is destroyed, place 3 spell counters on this card. All right, so we put spell counters on this. This is not okay. Cool. Um, this card's pendulum scale increases by the number of counters on it. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. This is a 0 scale. Just paid attention to that. The 0 scale, and its scale increases. So this is the first that I've actually paid attention to. Of too many cards. Like there's not too many of them. I should put it this way. I think there is like a two other that I can think of off the top of my head that actually changes the scale, but this one just like its scale just drastically can increase. It's not. It doesn't even go from one to the other. It literally just can just on its own just change its number, counting up by 3. So I guess 1 destruction, 3 scales, and so on and so forth. You can remove 12 spell counters from this card and special summon this. All right. So there's the other reason for the spell counters. So basically, you put this in the scale. You pop it a bunch of cards on your side of the field, and this just becomes a big free body. Level 12 is a lot, so I'm not expecting that it's going to be amazing synchro material. So let's see what the monster effects have to say. All right. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summon with this card's pendulum effect. So we can't just normal summon or set. It has to be special summon by its effect, which is okay. You can only special summon Vetta. I'm not pronouncing that again. Once per turn. So we can only special summon it once per turn by its effect. So you can't stack 2 in the scales and think that you're gonna get away with it. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you can banish 12 cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard face down. It becomes the end phase of this turn. Wow. So this card literally can just end the turn instantly, right when your opponent summons from the extra deck. This is an interesting card. Has no attack, 4,000 defense, so it's definitely not going to be a card that's going to be applying any attack pressure or anything like that. But being able to just end the turn, that's really solid. All right, during the standby phase, return this card to your hand, then special summon one Vetta monster that is banished from your hand, deck, or graveyard. What? Special summon, okay. Special summon 1 Vetta monster that is banished or from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Alright, so first off, this is obviously a big boss monster. A main deck boss monster. The effect is neat. It allows you to, end your opponent's turn, and then if it's on the field in the standby phase, you can put it back in the hand, which is not terribly bad. Like, it's better than shuffling to the deck. So you return it to the hand, and then special summon any Vetta monster that has been banished or in your hand, deck, or graveyard, which means that you pretty much, if you have a Vetta monster in your deck, period, you can just summon it to the field, which means that literally you can run 1 copy of any other Vetta monster that is relevant that you think is good, and potentially 3 copies of this due to the fact that this is a scale and a free summon if you do enough destruction card effects. This card right here can get you out anything that you need. So this is a really solid card, really solid card. Not bad. I think the standby effect is probably going to be best used on your own turn. Well, it does say during your standby phase, so it's best used on your own turn. It's not going to be like an effect that you be using on your opponent's turn. You definitely want to have this card on the board during your opponent's turn if you can make that happen, because the minute your opponent summons from the extra deck, you just shut their whole turn down. in the turn, and not much of a sacrifice to you either. It's just banishing. If you have 12 cards in your graveyard that you don't think you're going to be ever using, you just banish those 12 from the graveyard face down, and voila, you done it. Now, sacrificing your hand and field could be an issue. So obviously, you would want to make sure this is set properly if you do. But yeah, I think banishing 12 face down from the graveyard shouldn't be that big a deal. People do it all the time. So people banish 10 from their deck face down. All right, next card. All right, Mannadium Sukara. Wow, that's a mouthful as well. All right. It is a synchro monster, fairy tuner effect. All right. It is it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, level 6. All right, and of course it takes summoning requirement of 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 level 2 tuner in your graveyard, special summon it, but negate its effects. Well, with the Mannadium cards, their effects trigger in the graveyard anyway, so I guess it really don't matter. But just in case there are any other, because it does say generic tuner, level 2. So any level 2 tuner, you can just summon it back and negate its effect, so that's solid. The second effect, you can target any number of tuner monsters you control, change their levels, becoming 2. Also, you can only special summon synchro monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. Okay, am I reading this weird or not? Okay, so target any number of tuner monsters you control, change their levels, become 2. So I'm guessing you change their levels to level 2. That's what this is supposed to say. I guess this is just translated really the way they wrote it. But their levels become level 2, and then also you cannot special summon anything but synchros for the rest of the turn. Alright, so this card is neat. The only problem I have with this card is that it itself is a tuner monster, and it summons back tuner monsters. Now, if this card was able to be used as synchro summon as a non-tuner itself, then this card would be really solid. But due to the fact that it is a tuner monster that summons back tuner monsters, puts you in a spot where it's like you're just throwing more tuner monsters on the board. It has no destruction effect like any of the other Mannadium cards. It just summons back more tuner monsters. So, I mean, the card's not bad, don't get me wrong. I think it's still a fairly solid card, but if this card was able to be used as synchro material, as a non-tuner, then I think this card would be a lot better. So, but at least we get more Mannadium support. So, all right, next up, this card is called New World Elegy. Pronunciation is bad, sorry guys, but normal spell card. All right, reading the effect, it says you can add 1 Vetta monster from your deck. Vetta monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, so we have a searcher for the Vetta monsters, which is not bad. Just being able to add 1 is really solid. That means the pendulum monster, that crazy pendulum card that we just read, is addable now. So not only can we run 3 of that pendulum monster, but then we can run 3 of these to add that pendulum monster. And if we have enough synergy on destruction plays, it's a free body, a free boss body on the board. So that's not bad. Okay, and then it says second effect: if a tuner you control is destroyed by battle or a card effect while face up on, while this card is in your graveyard and Starfrost is on the field, you can banish this card, then target 1 of those monsters, add to your hand. You can only use each effect of this once per turn. All right, so this allows you to add tuners back to your hand while it's in the graveyard. It's not bad. This right here, the first effect is huge. Being able to search. Always any normal spell that allows you to just search for free is great. So, and there's no level restriction. It's just any Vetta monster. So, if there are some solid Vetta monsters, which right now we have that one, the one Penguin one, and then the one that's comes out in Nexus. So, we got a couple decent ones so far. All right. Next card, New World Hymn. Quick play spell. Okay, we got a quick play spell. You can only use each effect of New World Hymn once per turn. Target one monster you control and one effect monster your opponent controls. Destroy your monster and negate the effect of your opponent's monster until the end of the turn. Okay. Then if you control a Starfrost, you can also destroy it. Alright, so we negate the monster's effect for the turn, and then destroy it by sacrificing a body we control. It's not terrible. Let's put it this way. It's not terrible. I don't know if it's going to make... If we play the card as Mannadium players or Starfrost players in general, if you're a Starfrost player, if you play this card, I say maybe a one-of. I mean, the card, the fact that it can negate a monster effect and destroy a card is decent, but there are generic cards that do the same thing. Playing Imperm, even Chalice, Forbidden Chalice, inherently is just more simpler and easier to use than this card, than sacrificing a body, to negate a monster effect. So, I don't really see this card being super playable. Like I said, if you play it for any reason at all, it'd be a one-of. That's about it. Other effect, during the main phase, if you control a Vader monster, it says Vader monster instead of Vetta. So Vader monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy one monster you control. So is there a difference between a Vetta and a Vader? I've actually not paid attention and noticed any Vader monsters yet, so maybe I'm missing something. But I know Vetta monster, and then now we have Vader monster. So we'll see. Maybe that's something I haven't read yet. But yeah, if you control a Vader monster, you can. And then destroy one card you control. So it's destroying your own card. Granted that Starfrost and Mannadium stuff is based on destroying your own stuff to set up Void Presence. And a lot of it allows you to accumulate more resources when you destroy your own stuff. So, like I said, maybe a one-of. This might be relevant, but I don't think we'll be playing. I don't think this will be a mandatory 3-of at all. Not yet, anyway. All right. So now in normal trap card. All right. So this one is called Sarga. I can kind of pronounce that one. All right. You can only use each effect of Sarga once per turn. All right. If this is Starfrost is on the field, you can target one effect monster on the field. Shuffle that effect monster into the deck. But during the end phase of this turn, that monster's owner can add one monster from their deck to their hand with a different type and with a level lower than that return monster. Okay, so here's the cool part about this card. This first effect. This card is actually not bad for a trap card. It does target. That's the one downside. So you have to have Starfrost on the field. Another not great aspect to it, but there are so many cards that are allowing you that are counting themselves as Vesta Starfrost while on the field that this may actually come in handy. Plus, this card mentions Vesta Starfrost, which means it will be searchable with the new Synchro monster that comes in Duelist Nexus. So this is not bad. Here's the neat part. So you can obviously target an opponent's monster and shuffle it away. And if that monster, if you in the time period that you do it, if it is helping you, say for example, in the game, then that search won't matter at the end phase. If you're winning the match that turn. The search part will not matter. It's basically shuffle a monster way back into the deck, and so no destruction, and it does target unfortunately, but at least no destruction, which means that a lot of cards that have anti-destruction effects will not be able to survive this card. So that's nice. The other part that's cool about this is that this card doesn't specifically state opponent, which means that you can shuffle back your own card. You can use this defensively to even shuffle your own cards back and set up for the next turn if you feel like you can take an attack or lose a body on the board and survive so that you can get the perfect card search at the end of the turn. This card is actually not bad. So I can definitely see this card potentially being played. Probably as a one-up for sure. I don't think more than one, but probably as a one-up. Let's check out the second effect. If a Vetta monster is special summoned while this card is in the graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Okay, so if this card is in the graveyard, you can add it to your hand. This is, I mean, not bad. More graveyard effects. This one is okay. I don't mind this one at all. Just being able to add it back to your hand, that means that if it got milled or sent away, depending on if you're playing like a Tearlament deck or whatever, which guys, like, I think potential future of Tier coming back and playable with Starfrost might be a thing. Starfrost Tier might actually be able to come back to actually being a thing. We'll see. But yeah, this card I actually like. I like this card. Better than the last card, the quick play spell. So this card is not bad. On to the next card. Loca, Samsara, Reincarnation. These names are a mouthful, but all right, here we go. So Loca, Samsara, Reincarnation. You can only use each effect of Loca, Samsara, Reincarnation once per turn. Reading the first effect, guys. Banish one face-up Starfrost monster. This is Starfrost monster you control until the end phase. Special summon one heart monster with 3,000 attack from the extra deck. Oh, shit. Okay. Ignoring summoning conditions. That monster can only activate its effects once. Only also banish it face down during the end phase. Wow, that's okay. So this card, so like the first effect of this card is actually pretty neat. One, being able to basically summon, like I think Kaleido Heart is the one that comes to mind the best as a play on your opponent's turn. I think is like the best one so far that I can think of, because Kaleido Heart on summon spins a card off the board. So this card inherently becomes Banish a Starfrost in a turn, spin a card off the board with Kaleido Heart. Now, all the other heart cards, I don't think they do anything that like immediately triggers on opponent's turn when played. So I can't really think of them being all that relevant. They all do have 3,000 attack, well, except for Lightheart, but the Tryhard or whatever, that one, the Scareclaw one, that has 3,000. We have Arise Heart, it has 3,000, but it needs material, and you can only trigger the effect once per turn. So I wonder, would that apply to the mandatory trigger of Arise Heart or not? This is one thing we'd have to figure out and test. Maybe once these cards on EDO Pro, I will give them a test run and see how they work. See how well they do. All right. But anyways, but yeah, Kaleido Heart's the one that I think sounds the best as far as your opponent's turn is concerned. Outside of that, we'll have to do some research. Read the second effect. If your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Once again, like I said, like this, the graveyard effect, this is actually not a bad graveyard effect at all. Being able to cycle back cards to your hand, it's not terrible. So this is this right here. Also, like I said, this is another card that could potentially play really well with a Starfrost Tearlament deck. Because, you know, Tearlaments themselves like to mill, and then when you have reasonable Starfrost cards to go along with it, that trigger in the graveyard, this is not bad at all. Alright, so I think, is there anything else? Nope, alright, so I think that was it, guys. Tell me what you think about this, these new Starfrost cards, Vetta cards, Mannadium cards. Tell me what you think about it, how you feel about it. I think I'm definitely going to be looking to test out some stuff. I also have some more content coming for you guys. New deck profile will be coming up very soon. Try and get it up maybe by the end of the day or tomorrow, one or the other. But we'll do that. Try and get some more dual recordings for you guys as well. I appreciate all the support that you have been giving me so far. But yeah, write down in the comments below what you think about this new support that's coming out. We probably won't be seeing for at least a good 6 months to a year. Before this comes to the TCG, but it's nice to see that it is that Starfrost is getting more support, and I have been on the Starfrost kick. I am really enjoying this deck. So I played Tearlaments. I played a little bit of Scareclaw. I didn't play Cashier very much. I did dabble with the deck a bit, but it wasn't my cup of tea as far as decks is concerned. But Mannadium, like, I'm super enjoying this deck, and I'm happy that Starfrost is actually playable now. So having Starfrost support that makes Starfrost legit really playable is really good. So we're gonna keep this content going, guys. I appreciate you, and this is your boy Charles, the face of Trade Tables, signing out. Peace.
Most valuable player going hard all season. I make the game look easy. I give them something to believe in. If I'ma do it for a reason. Only day one, homies, who you see me with. Damn right, that's the same clip. And we all be on the same mission. If we gon' do it like we mean it. MVP going hard all season. I make the game look easy. I give them something to believe in. If I'ma do it for a reason. Only day one, homies, who you see me with. Damn right, that's the same clip. And we all be on the same mission. If we gon' do it like we mean it.